I am doing good. Chris, how are you doing, buddy? They have been Mr. Consistency all season long, but we're coming off the heels of Martinsville last week, and now we're at the last great Coliseum, Bristol. It's St. Patrick's Day. Anything can and will happen tonight. Let me hear it. Uh, Let me hear it. Oh, wow. Wow. Tires was the biggest. It was the most frequent word I heard all night during happy hour practice here. So, going to have to manage the right front, and like you said, got to stay off that outside wall. We're going to be racing up next to that wall all night long, and she's going to reach out and grab a few of these guys. I'm interested here, Chris, to see how qualifying shakes out because this is the type of race you want to have at track position. If you can get it early, it's a big gift. So, as we already have Dalton Kill or Chris Carroll electing to roll out, they're not going to waste any time. 14.30 for his first lap around. He elected to run the bottom. This time he's going to the middle side of the track, but arch it down low on exits. He can get a little quicker for lap 2. Currently holding down provisional pole. As he does not, Dalton Kilroe takes over top spot.
Yeah, Sam. Yeah. Sorry about that. You're absolutely right. You could not hear me. John Perkins out there. Dave Seats is out there. Taylor Bitcher Benjamin finishing up his first lap. Looking good there. TBB up to third spot. How about this? First race of the season for the party boy, and right now he sits on top, but Taylor Butcher Benjamin knocks him down a peg. Look, I'm used to like having everybody else muted, not me. So, it is what it is. Amanda Sherman out there. Look at that. Nice 10th place on the first lap. Let's see what she's got for lap number 2. Not going to lie. Once a teammate, always a teammate. I saw something that she was doing practice, and Hopefully, the advice I gave her will help her out. 9th quickest after lap number 2 for Amanda Sherman. Mike Hamlin coming out on track in the number 11. And he was able to do 4th quickest.
Solid start to the night for the 11. He's had a very strong season as well, looking to continue that momentum here at Bristol.
Yeah, absolutely.
As Chris, I like to pull up stats from the last time we were at a track, and we went to Bristol last season in the Xfinity cars. We had 8 cautions for a total of 40 laps. Last season's winner is actually not racing with us this season. It was Cody Gibson. He may make an appearance later on in the season. Chris Berg, right on P2, and Mark Arthur, who is in a bad need for a good finish. He finished 3rd last season, so pretty stout competition there at the top. Dalton Kiro right home 5th, so this could be anybody's race tonight. We might have our first repeat winner tonight, though, because Chris Carroll, we know he's bad fast at Martinsville, and you know he loves some short track. So currently sitting 5th right now, going to have to edge out some tough competition though with Taylor Busher Benjamin, Lawson, back Party Boy, Kilroe, Hamlin right now.
Yeah, you talked about Mark needing a really good showing tonight, and you're not wrong. He is marred way down in the points, and just not something you're used to seeing out of Mark. He was in the practice earlier this afternoon. I jumped in there for just a few minutes to see who was turning laps and who wasn't. Mark had done, I think it was over 150 laps at that point, so he's got some seat time in it today, and we'll see how that goes for him. Corey Sherman out on track. I want to see his second lap. He is known in another league as Concrete Corey for having dominated mightily on the concrete tracks, of which this is one. And right now, Corey Sherman comes up just short of first place to Taylor Butcher Benjamin, a 14.27 TBB with a 14.26. I mean, it does not get any closer than that. Look
Chris,
at your top five, six.
Second,
Wow.
3rd, and 4th, all almost identical times between Corey Sherman, Sam Lawson, and Dustin Ping. So, man, oh, man, the guys are right on top of each other tonight.
Man, oh, man. Chris, I'm sorry you're working, buddy. I'd much rather have you out on track. Was he somebody's pick last night? I think he was.
He was, you talking race chatter last night? He was on the show last night.
Oh, he was on the show. Oh, yeah, okay. So he didn't pick himself.
Yeah, he let us all know that he would be working, but we heard how he works yesterday. He was on race chatter while working and watching the Truck Series race, so he calls it working. Yeah, right. Tough job, huh?
Hey, Jamie Walker out on track. He takes over second spot from Corey Sherman. We're watching Alex Harris right now. Harris currently sits in the 10th position. Brian Zimmerman just ahead of him in 9th. Zimmy out there looking good, as always. And who do we got out there now? Oh, Larry Bell's finishing up. Larry Bell currently sits in the 11th spot. He crossed the line. It's not going to change. Mark Arthur also out on track. Marred back in the 12th spot. So the 12 car going to be starting in 12th and make that 13th as Derek Paulson takes away the 9th spot. Mark is actually up on the pole. Oh, I did not see that right at first. That's what Mark needs. A 14.19 for Mark Arthur. Those hot laps that he was putting down earlier, obviously helping him out here in qualifying. We'll see what it does in the practice.
Ty Morosco jumps up to P2 on the board with a 14.21. So right there with Mark, but just a little bit off.
Some guys are just kind of using this up as a practice, but we still have 4 drivers that have not come onto the racetrack for qualifying. We've got Mike Massengill, Kyle Wellman, Austin Edstrom, and Steve Johnson.
Stephen T. Johnson, he's sitting out on track on pit road, waiting to go out. Now, he got in super late. He did not turn a single lap of practice. So his first lap's on the track. That's practice, and guess what? That's qualifying too. So tough break for the two, but he needs to get out there and turn a few laps. We see Zimmerman, he's turning extra laps out there.
Yeah, Zimmy ran a bunch. He still is. And why not? It's free practice. You know, you got another 2 minutes or so of qualifying. That's practice time. Use it up. Kyle Wellman out on track, the 42. I think he just wanted to make sure that we had to put his car on the screen. I'm pretty sure.
That's what I'm thinking. He's called the Wild Man. You need to be wild to conquer a track like Bristol. See what he can do here.
First lap of 14.54 for the Wild Man. Kyle Wellman as he enters through turns 3 and 4. And across the straight start-finish line. And he pole vaults. Wow, does he pole vault all the way up to third spot. Good qualifying run for him.
I've noticed too, the guys that waited a little bit later to go, Chris, they are the ones sitting higher up on the speed chart currently. They may have caught a cloud or something. You just never know. But top 5, they waited to go out, and they're sitting pretty.
Yeah, it's just the opposite of last week, if you remember. Last week, the guys that were on the track earlier seemed to have a little bit of a better run. Later on, they kind of faltered off.
It's that new tempest weather we have on here, right? It's all ever-changing.
It definitely is going to add something to iRacing. 20 seconds left here of qualifying. Want to go ahead and thank our sponsors once again. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and bring them up. We don't want that. We want that right there. We got to thank our title sponsor, Ohio and Indiana Racing, our halfway home leader at Blackhawk Motorsports. Special events brought to you by Butt Kicker. Communications brought to you by Priority Auto. The Pole Award, MF Racing Designs. Make sure to check out Michael Falk on Facebook. And how about those practice sessions? I was talking about them earlier. They are from Five Kings. All right, it is time to grid. And here we go. I think I'm going to do it. That's the one I want. On the pole tonight, driver of the number 12 Barbie car. It's Mark Arthur to his outside. Ty Morosco. Kyle Wellman's going to pick up the third spot. Taylor Butcher Benjamin going to be starting in fourth place, starting inside row number 3. It's going to be Jamie Walker in the Oreo number 88. Corey Sherman going to be starting his TNA Motorsports vehicle, the number 3 and 6 spot. Sam Lawson's going to be starting in the 7th spot. Dustin Ping to his outside. Dalton Kilrow inside row number 5 with Mike Hamlin to his outside. Derek Paulson out of MFRD going to be starting his 6th car in 11th spot. Chris Carroll going to be starting his number 99 in 12th. Starting in 13th tonight, it's going to be Brian Zimmerman from USA Firearms in his number 28. To his outside, it's going to be Alex Harris in the 13. Starting in the 15th spot, Pit Lizards Performance's own number 4, Larry Bell, and to his outside, the 33 of John Perkins out of Speed Mafia. Rick Thompson in the 76 Speed Mafia machine, going to be starting in 17th, and to his outside, the MFRD driver of the 17, Brian Dees. The 19th spot going to be started by the 8 car from TNA Motorsports. That's Amanda Sherman. Dave Seats going to be starting in the 20th spot. Philip Van Vliet Jason Bauer, Stephen T. Johnson, and Mike Massengill. With Austin Edstrom running shotgun on the field here tonight.
It's going to be interesting seeing Austin in the back of the field. He's been up towards the front each and every race. He is also another driver, did not get in the session in time to turn some laps, so he's flying blind right now and starting dead last in the field. It's not a good start. We know he's pretty stout, he's pretty strong. He'll be able to make his way up through the field with a little bit of patience.
These guys on the front row are very antsy, you can tell. Kind of moving themselves forward and back in the pack a little bit, just trying to get the right starting spot for tonight. Kyle Wellman right behind Mark Arthur. Taylor Butcher Benjamin right behind teammate Ty Morosco. As the pace car gets ready to turn down onto pit road for the first time tonight for 300 laps. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Here we go.
It's Bristol, baby. I'm excited.
Pace car comes down for the first time tonight. We get ready for the green flag. Mark Arthur showing the way. Green flag is out. Arthur on the inside, able to hold on to the race lead. Ty Morosco tries to chase him down. He goes to the outside, the preferred lane, kind of in the middle.
But then we got one going around the middle of the pack.
Yellow flag, first time around. Oh my goodness, heavy damage. Oh no. Jamie Walker involved in a whole host of others. Well, let's go back and take a peek and see if we can't figure out what the heck happened there. Whoops. I knew I was going to do that. You knew I was going to do that. We all kind of knew I was going to do that.
We just lost Jamie Walker and Larry Bell, and a lot of cars got damaged.
Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. I saw it. I saw what happened. I don't want to take the thunder away from race control here, but caution number 1 of the evening, and that is going to hurt a lot of drivers here. Brian Dees, Dave Seats, John Perkins, Rick Thompson, Amanda Sherman, Larry Bell, and Jamie Walker. I believe Larry Bell and Jamie Walker have called it a night already.
Heartbreak for the 88. He cannot get a good, clean finish, good, clean race. Only, what was it, 3-4 laps in already. Night is ended for the 88. I'm telling you, it's the Oreo. He needs Mountain Dew back.
He needs something, buddy. He does. It's tough.
If I recall, I think he got wrecked out last week fairly early in the night, too. So just tough right now for the 88.
John Perkins able to rejoin the field. His car definitely showing signs of the battle that's going on. You see it there. When you can see the metal bumper up front, you know you're in for a long night. The only good side to this one, it's Bristol. We don't need no front bumper. As long as it didn't hurt the rest of the car, he should be good to go. Front row going to be a lot like it was when we started this one. It's going to be Mark Arthur, Ty Morosco, Kyle Wellman, and Taylor Butcher Benjamin. Corey Sherman's up to 5th spot. Dustin Ping up to the 6th spot. Here we go. Green flag one more time. Michael Falk saying, hey, man, I'd do a Mountain Dew ride. I know you would. I wish you would. I wish you'd put it on. Oh, look out!
Oh, big moment.
Corey Sherman having problems. Oh my God! Oh Jesus! Oh, it's bad.
Oh my gosh, I clicked over and it's, oh my goodness.
Oh boy. Corey Sherman down on the inside. And it... I don't know.
It's hard for my camera angle to see what really happens here, but
It looked like the rear end of it just kind of kicked out coming around the corner. We're going to back up. Way up.
once it got sideways, there was no saving it, really. Yeah, it just got loose a little bit, and Chris, if they wasn't damaged in the first one, you can almost guarantee they're damaged in the second one, because that was a big one, too.
Yeah. Yeah, that one's going to hurt a bunch of drivers. No question about it. Rumor has it that half the field is wide open. Yes. Like a tin can, they have been cut open from accidents already.
Sam, I'm glad you did it. I wanted to say it, but you got it. Man, oh man, tough night already for a lot of these guys. If you qualified outside the top 5, top 6 here, Chris, you're likely to have damage right now. That is absolutely crazy.
It's worse than that. Because Corey Sherman just restarted in the 5th spot.
Oh, yeah.
Front 2 rows are safe so far. Well, that's about as much as we can say. Well, if you were involved with the first one, you could come back down pit road this time and try and get some fixing done. Oh, boy.
Another thing about Bristol, you don't get a whole lot of time under these caution periods to go down pit road and get damage fixed. So it's going to be a process for these guys. If they do want to elect to stay and get the damage fixed, it's going to take many cautions.
Yeah, it's going to. And, man, I just can't. 2 weeks in a row, I can't do that. These guys have got to figure this out.
Last restart, Ty Morosco was not able to hang with the 12. 12 got launched out of a cannon. Let's see if he can get there, maybe match the 12 on his restart. You got to think another caution's coming fairly quick if you're on the front row, try to get the lead. These guys are going to have to settle it down and sort it out.
Yeah, and with half the field already having damage, boy. Mark Arthur again with a great start. Ty doing exactly what he needs to do in order to hold on to the second spot. Kyle Wellman in third. 2x2 for fourth.
Good battle between Pink and TBB. Glad to see TBB here on the lead lap, looking solid. Apparently running fourth inside the top 5.
Kyle Wellman hangs it on to the outside. He's looking to try and take over second spot from Ty Morosco, and Wellman is going to do it. The outside line is faster than the inside line, but you run the risk later on in a run of touching that wall. Dustin Ping now moves it to the outside. Ping looking to try and take advantage of Ty Morosco. Morosco, I don't know what's going on with Ty. It's almost like he was going back on purpose for a second. Let's see what he does here. No, he puts on the defense.
I think he just could not get up. You just saw the difference between the lanes there. He went down to guard Wellman early, and now look at Lawson going underneath Morosco. Morosco might be backing the pace down a little bit, trying to save a little bit of tire.
Well, that's what I was told you're going to have to do here. If you beat up on the car, the tires last about 30 laps. In fact, I was told that if you beat up on the car, you'll have about 30% left after 30 laps. That's not good.
Well, dude, Dalton got into the back of Morasco a little bit. Not sure if you saw it on camera or not, but gave him a shot on into their stack, the 41 and the 13 up.
Now the 41 now is going to take it to the high side. And Kiro's going to pass his teammate. Ty Morasco gets in contact. Contact between the teammates, and somehow, some way, Kilroe holds on to it. We stay under green, and they're stacking up behind.
They were 4 wide for a moment at Bristol. What a save out of the 41 machine. My God.
Wow. Meanwhile, the guys up front have kind of gone nose to tail. Mark Arthur leading the way. Kyle Wellman using that top lane, trying to track him down. Taylor Butcher Benjamin hanging it low. Here comes Dawson Ping. Ping's not going to be able to do anything this time because the TBB went up high. Mark Arthur has about a 0.4 of a second lead right now over Kyle Wellman, and it's pretty steady.
You see Wellman searching on the exit of the corner. He's running a different line every lap. It's actually hurting him in the long run here because now the 10's to his inside. TBB looking to apply pressure for P2. Wellman may have got out into the wall a little bit, but huge momentum run to the 42. Now the 81 is coming to the outside to the 10 as well.
Yeah, don't be drawn in by the allure of the inside line here at Bristol. It normally will not work for you. Meanwhile, Mark Arthur continues to lead the way. Let's check in on Chris Carroll, bud, because he won last week's race. He started in 12th. Right now, he's inside of the top 10, running in the 10th spot. Derek Polson up 4 spots into the 7th position, but right behind him, Alex Harris. Harris has run an incredible amount of laps. I was looking before the race started. During practice, some 130 some odd laps Harris ran. And he ran during the practice this morning, or this afternoon.
And I was hearing a lot of drivers key up, and Amanda Thurman as well. She was keyed up saying wrecking right then. I'm not sure who had a moment, but somebody, there was smoke on the track too, so somebody had a nice save as well. And so these guys, they are on edge tonight.
Yeah, I believe that might have been Dave Seats. Dave Seats sitting on pit road now with no front bumper cover. Maybe no motor.
I want to touch on something we hit on a while ago. The one of Morasco started P2 on this restart, already back to 9th. He's actually fallen to the clutches of Chris Carroll and Brian Zimmerman here pretty quick. So if he's saving quite a bit, conserving those tires as much as he can.
Well, I think the big news right now is we're in the midst of a green flag run.
Our race leader coming up on the tail end of this field.
Yeah, he gets around John Perkins to Mark Arthur. John's car already on the hurt side. He was involved in the first caution of the evening. Just in front of him right now, it's Philip Van Vliet. Van Vliet, the last car on the lead lap at 17th.
Driver like John Perkins, it's brutal, it's miserable to be at a track like Bristol where the packs on you so quick each and every lap, and you really don't have a lot of place to go to stay out of the way. So hats off to the 33 and whoever else. Corey Sherman we see also got some front end damage, so hats off to them guys for sticking it out. But it's tough.
Ford Mustang of Mark Arthur able to get around the 89 of Philip Van Vliet. Next car on the bubble is going to be the 3 of Corey Sherman. Corey already down 4 laps.
I know 2 of my favorite viewers out in viewerland, Miss Connie and Laura, they are ecstatic to see that 12 car out front. Has not been this way all season long. This could be the night he shakes off the bad luck and gets the ball rolling for his season.
He certainly needs to, and you can tell that Corey Sherman is down on power just a little bit. Kyle Wellman in the second spot's got to get around those 2 lap cars in order to try and catch Mark, but that 0.4 of a second gap that there was is now up to 1.2. 1.2.
Mark making passes as well.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Mark is hooked up right now.
Wellman and Ping, second and third, our 4th place runner. The 10 car of Taylor Butcher Benjamin. Behind him, it's Sam Lawson in the 24. Welcome back, Sam Lawson. He finds himself in the top 5, and oh my, what a cluster we got going on back here. The 13, Alex Harris to the outside of Derek Paulson. The 1 car, Ty Morosco, up high. Chris Carroll, a part of this group of 6.
I don't know if I'm one of them guys. I don't want to be in this group right here. This looks to be messy.
3 wide, 3 wide here at Bristol. Oh no.
A little bit of contact between the 99 and the 6. Now the 3 wide once again, Chris.
Hold your breath and hold the phone because we're going 3 wide here at Bristol. Oh, and the 1 car. Ty was trying to think about doing it. Couldn't get it set up quite right. Actually got into the back of Alex Harris just a little bit. Now that outside line starts to roll. TBB having some difficulties. Oh no, the 24, the 6, the 99 is 17. Oh, going around. Caution number 3.
Told you, I did not like the way that pack was looking. They were racing really hard right there.
Caution number 3. Oh boy. All right, let's go back. And you see the 6 just get into the backside of the 24. He had a run, but sometimes you got to know when to let off a little bit. Derek Paulson, let him have it. That's on the first look. Let's go back and look again.
I'm sure there were some frustrations going on in that pack. Not just saying Derek, but I'm saying out of all guys, you hear 3 wide at Bristol. That's not something you jump with joy in, especially if you're like Derek in the middle. Man, oh man. That built for a few laps.
All right, so we got the 24. The 99's coming underneath the 24. May have made a little contact there. That may have sent the 24 up into the 6. The 6 comes back down into the 99. The 6 gets involved with the 17, and Michael Falk is going to be busy once again at MFRD Racing Designs as we are under caution. Man, oh man.
Had some takers. Take it down pit road. Kyle the Wildman Wellman, Ty Morosco, Dalton Kilroe. A lot of guys went down. About half the field there went down. So from Philip Van Vliet in 6 on up, they elected to not pit.
Yeah, Van Vliet We just saw him go a lap down, now sitting in the 6th spot. So a good run for him. Make it 7th, maybe? Oh, no, he's going back. He's got to rejoin the end of the field. Yeah.
And Samuel Lawson was given an EOL from race control at number 24. So bad goes the worst for him.
Van Vliet doing the drive of shame all the way to the end of the field here. Well, it's not really a drive of shame, is it? If he got his lap back.
It sucks as a driver though to hear it that you're the lucky dog because you know then you was a lap down, right?
Yeah.
But now you're back on the lead lap. You gotta forget it. Re-rack them, restack them. I'm gonna try it again.
Here we go. 2x2 on turns 1 and 2.
Stage break is coming, Chris. Lap 78.
Yep, 78. The end of 78. Michael, yeah. We said the same. I don't know. I love the guys, I really do, but sometimes. Well, the outside continues to move as Dustin Ping in the 81 able to pick up the 2nd spot from the outside line. Alex Harris going to try and keep up. The 42 on fresh tires going to try and make something happen, and we're going 3 wide again. Make it 4, and that's going to spin Wellman. Wellman goes around. This time, though, we stay under green. So I hope you saw it, because we ain't going back. Mark Arthur leading the way. Dustin Ping, Tom Orozco.
It sucks for the wild man early in this race to get spun to the inside wall, but it looks like the car might be okay. Just got to try to fight and remain on the lead lap here.
Yeah, I think very, very light hit. Luckily, nobody careened into him. You see a little bit of damage on the right front, but nothing major.
I think he's okay. He just has to remain on the lead lap. I went on board with him. Everything looks fine, but it looks like he's coming down pit side.
Kyle Wellman entering pit road.
He could have a meatball flag, broken toe link or something that we're not seeing.
Ty Morosco on the outside of the 12. This could be a pass for the lead for the first time here tonight. We got a new race leader. It is Ty Morosco, and he does it with authority. Ty Morosco launches himself around the 12. Here comes Brian Zimmerman now. Zimmy might be taking a look.
As the 1 did take 4 tires under that caution. Zimmerman did as well. So you're starting to see the fresh tires come into play here, taking lap number 63.
Yeah, you hit the nail right on the head. Both cars with fresh tires. And Mark Arthur left being a bit of a sitting duck. Tom Orozco may be looking for that stage 1 leader bonus.
We've seen week in and week out just what these stages mean to the drivers because they've wrecked almost every time on the stage lap. So we know they're racing hard for those bonus points.
Dustin Ping trying to stay on the back bumper of Mark Arthur. Arthur currently sits in the 3rd spot, but he has got all kinds of tires left inside of pit road. Working lap 66 of 300. And Austin Edstrom trying to make some hay down on the bottom side of the track in the 87. Steve Johnson to the top side. Mike Hamlin right behind him. And the 6 of Derek Paulson. Looks like his car is going to be okay. He's up into the 6th spot once again after being involved in one of those earlier incidents. Alex Harris looking okay. You see the damage on the backside of the 99 of Chris Carroll. Brian Dees and Alex Harris battling it out for 10th spot right now. Dees has it. He moves up. He's fine. So Dees inside of the top 10.
As Tom Roscoe got through lap traffic really well right there. Brian Zimmerman was not able to follow. As now Ty comes up on teammate TBB. Will he elect to pass him, or will he keep him on the lead lap here?
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, he could still pass him and just not pass the next guy, right?
Pass the next one, right.
You don't want to lose your momentum, and this is such a momentum track. You get used to hearing that motor revving up and coming off from it at the same time every time. And yeah, he elects to go around him, and here comes the 87, Austin Edstrom. Edstrom is really quick around.
Edstrom, 87's been quiet. We have not mentioned him at all on broadcast, except when I said he did not get to practice earlier. He's up to P2, getting ready to be knocking on the rear bumper of Ty Morosco.
Yeah, and he shot right through that traffic like no problem whatsoever.
So, sadly, as someone has been a lap down or two on Sundays in these PPL races, if you're going a lap down, you'll race the leader a little bit harder. Once the leader passes you, well, hell, you're already a lap down. You just let second place go on by. So right now, Edstrom didn't have to work really hard to get around that lap traffic. Ty did. That's allowed Edstrom to really close the gap in on the one as stage is coming.
Just a reminder, stage is going to end at the end of lap 78. At the end of lap 78 for our race leader, Ty Morosco. We go on board. Well, we did for just a second. Now we'll go on board. Through turns 3 and 4 and across the start-finish line. Ty Morosco going to pick up stage win number 1. And they actually finished it without being under caution.
I can't lie. I always forget we got to finish the lap. I never think about that.
Yeah, that is a little bit odd, but it's because of the way iRacing does their laps.
Ty Morosco, big time stage winner. I don't know how many he's won, but I know more than one.
Yeah. Morosco, Edstrom, Zimmerman, Derek Paulson, Mark Arthur, Dustin Ping, Mike Hamlin, Chris Carroll, Brian Dees, and Stephen T. Johnson. Your top 10 here at the end of stage number 1, and Derek Paulson not wasting any time at all. He is bringing it down pit road, as is a bunch of other lead lap drivers. So now we're going to go off cycle on tires. TBB is going to get his lap back. Going to need the luck of the Irish here tonight to try and win this one. First time winner ever. First time winner this year. Repeat winner. What do you think, Tanner? Oh, he thinks he has to go get some water, he told me. I'll ask him again in just a little bit. I think Austin Edstrom's trying to help Ty Morosco save some fuel. Man, the 28. Simmy, you don't have to hit the wall.
I got back and hear people laughing. I think Zenny made a mistake out here. Just want to note, my pick from Race Chatter, the 3-car, Corey Sherman, has put the car on the hauler. So that's 4 weeks of bad luck for me, too, in my Race Chatter pick-ems of the week.
Man. Just tough. It's so tough. And you know he's just steaming. This is one of his favorite tracks.
That's what I was going to say. That's why I picked him, because I knew Concrete Corey. I knew that was a real thing, and I knew he's been strong here prior.
You know, maybe the next concrete track will be a little bit better luck for Corey. He's not had the best start of this season either.
In regards to finishes, he has not, but he's ran really good. He's been inside the top 5 in the mix. He just cannot seem to get the finishes.
Right.
You know it's better than anybody. These races are long, right? That's the 1 and 87 lean on each other right there.
Yeah, maybe just a little too much between teammates. Michael, you might need to talk to your boys.
That was when goofing off almost goes bad, because Ty looked like he actually got a little looser. I was actually on board with Ty, and that was very weird the way the car reacted.
Pace car lights are off. Stage number 2 about to go green for the first time. And here we are. Green flag is out. And we'll be working lap 85. Oh, Mark Arthur goes around.
No way. Just quick update. The car looks okay. What happened, Chris? I missed it all.
Well, we're going to go back and find out because it was quick. Whatever it was really, really quick. He and the 28, Zimi, got together.
Oh, Jimmy just kind of chased him up the track a little bit.
Not a ton of damage at all for Mark Arthur, so I think that car is going to be okay.
Looks like the 28 may have thought the 12 was running up higher to the wall. Nah, just two guys going for the same real estate at the end of the day.
Yeah. Lori, I think it's going to be okay.
It is. He's fine. That car is just fine.
About the worst thing that I can say about that whole accident is now he is back in 11th spot, and quite typically that's where we've been seeing a good portion of the ill racing. I don't know how to say it nicely. I guess that's the best way I can do it.
He is taking it down on pit road to see, probably get his damage looked at. As a driver, it's almost like a peace of mind thing. If you get into a wreck like that, at least it'll tell you a little bit about your car. It'll tell you how much damage you have.
And neither side of the car is going up, so it is just in for some repairs. Just repairs for the 12 car. As I believe this time by, we're going to start getting ready to go back to the green flag. Nope. Send him around a couple more times, says the chief starter. Yeah, Ty and Austin Edgrom just can't seem to keep off from each other here during caution flags. Austin beating the doorknob off from poor Ty. I don't know if he's trying to push him to a win. If so, he's a little bit early. Cars fold up 2 by 2. We're getting ready to go back under the green flag. Live here at Bristol. Thank you all for tuning in. Really do appreciate it. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button to get notifications every time we go live here on True Sim Productions.
As the 12 car was actually granted that EOL, so he's not going to be restarting 11th. He's got marred now far back into the field.
Bauer on chat saying 5-minute repair, so he should be back. Luckily, some of that was under caution, so won't lose all of the laps.
Ekstrom going for the lead here. 87 looks to be undeniably the fastest car out here right now. Just the way he came up through the field.
Yeah, look, he's plus 24 on the night. And, oh my God, were we almost 3 wide for second? I thought so.
Yeah, I got nervous for a second. I was watching them.
Yeah, these guys need to stop it. They need to stop it. Austin Edstrom.
Sorry, you said you peaked at the practice session today. Was there very many drivers in there, Chris?
Not as many as I would hope.
Handful.
And out of the drivers that were in there, not all of them turned laps, which I really don't understand.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. All right, 10-4.
There's a battle going on for second spot right now between Zimmerman on the outside and Ping on the inside. The 81 looking really strong here in the early going of this one. But I will say, you do not want to hang out on that bottom line for very long because that'll eat that right rear tire. And I do mean eat.
Absolutely right. Look at him, though. He's really strong down the bottom. Going to try to make the same move on the 87. But you are right. Each lap that he is down there, he is abusing those right side tires.
Welcome to the front 3. Dalton Kilroe, the 41, sneaking in on the inside. Kilroe having a good run. And Dalton looking for more.
Yes, remember
contact! And Dalton, oh, baby, good
That's
save.
That's twice now the 41 has probably had to have a new set of paddings because, man, oh, man, that's 2 saves for the 41.
And Ty Morosco, give it to Ty for giving Dalton, his teammate, enough time and space to gather it back up and keep rolling. A great job from Ty Morosco, season opening winner, the 1 car. Great awareness as to what's going on around him. Speaking of things that are going on around him, how about this? Dustin Ping for the win, or for the lead, rather.
Crossover move out of 87. 87 got wicked loose, so Ping now the man front and center, getting him some laps led, number 81. And the 41, he is in tow as well. Edstrom slow man on the totem pole as he gets back up in line, and Zimmy actually gets the outside wall.
I wonder how much time Dalton ripped off from those tires when he went sideways. That is something we're going to have to keep abreast of later on in this run. 104 laps completed. We're working lap 105 here at Bristol. Dustin Ping, Dalton Kilroe, and Austin Edstrom, your top 3.
Kilroe's applying a lot of pressure to the 81, so he definitely wants to get up here and take this race lead away.
So many times we've called them Captain Save Fuel here on TSP. We forget the kid can drive too, and he has got the lead. Dalton Kilroe to the race lead. It's not always about strategy. Sometimes it's about pure determination and speed. And tonight, right now, Dalton Kilroe is showing just that.
Looks like Everybody's single filed out, but from Chris Carroll on back, that's where the next bomb is being planted right now. Guys ducking and driving, trying to get to the high side. Got to be careful. I think Edgecombe may have used up a little bit of tire because he's stacking these boys up behind him.
Yeah, I think you're right. Austin Edstrom starting to really feel those old tires and maybe running on the inside a little bit. Hurt those rights.
And let's notice the Barbie car slowly but surely clawing his way back up towards the front.
Yeah, Mark is using up this set of tires. He's doing what he wants to do with them. And what it's going to end up doing is kind of getting him some track position. And at the same time, he knows what's going to happen. He's going to use them up, and then he's going to have to change them. But that's okay because he's making them work right now. All the way up to 5th spot for Mark Arthur right now. That's a good run.
And for Mark, it's house money because he knows there's a caution coming on lap 156 at the end of lap 156 for stage 2. So he's just basically fighting back now, getting all that track position back that he just lost in the wreck.
Mark Arthur trying to get to the backside of the 99 of Chris Carroll. Carroll just in front of him in the 4th spot. Mark can feel it, he can taste it, and he wants it. Ty Morosco under gun right now from Chris Carroll. Carroll going to take over the 3rd spot. And he's doing it on the inside. So Carroll kind of using up this set of tires as well. And I think that's okay. I think you got like maybe 2 sets you can really kind of beat the snot out of.
Absolutely. Now remember, Carroll was in the 2nd or 3rd caution. He did not have a back clip for a long time. So went down pit road, got some damage repaired. So that car's not at 100% either. So he is really having to dog it to get up here.
Mark Arthur right now side by side with the 2 car of Steven Johnson. Johnson getting to the back bumper of Ty Morosco, just pleading for him to go.
Absolutely. And you see the 12. The 12's trying to run as high as he possibly can. He's stuck on the low side of the track, but he is running up in the middle of it.
Ty Morosco on that outside, maybe starting to get the better of it as the tires maybe. Oh no! Oh no! Ty Morosco comes off the wall, gets into Mark Arthur.
Now that was a hard lick for the 12, right on that left front tire. And now he's slow in front of Derek, man oh man. And no caution.
Oh baby.
I think Mark has something broke in the left front. The bad luck bug, it continues here at Bristol.
Mark Arthur has to bring it down pit road. We'll see if he's able to come back right out or not. As Dalton Kilroe at this point in the race continues to lead the way. Lap 123 of 300 being worked right here at Bristol, live on True Sim Productions.
These top 2, they have broke away from the pack entirely.
Yeah, they are checking out.
Got Chris Carroll in the wake of them, trying to run them down, but they are turning some fast laps, and now 81's going to look to the low side of the track, try to get back that top position from Dalton Kilroe on the 41. Not able to do it that time around.
Chris Carroll is closing this gap so fast. Tanner, it is just dropping. It's insane how quickly he is getting rid of that deficit that he had earlier on.
Last time around, he was 3/10, almost 4/10 faster, and that's really fast. You can really reel somebody in quick at a track like Bristol with a 15-second clip of a lap, as he's there now.
Chris Carroll.
Lap traffic in the windshield of our race leader, getting ready to get interesting. Sorry.
Carroll's going to take over second. He's got like a little pick set up. And Dustin Ping's going to fall back to third. He's got to go low. And he does. But the damage already done as Chris Carroll was able to get around him. Oh, Amanda Sherman may have touched the wall. She is going slow and comes down to the inside, tries to gather it back up. She does. We stay under green.
Great save out of the 8. She actually did make a little bit of contact with the outside wall. As the game of where the hell did he come from? The 2 car, Stephen T. Johnson to the inside for P2. And maybe for the race lead there, 2-for-1 special coming out of turn number 2.
This is tire strategy. That is exactly what this is. We saw Dalton working the inside to get up to the front. I'm willing to bet those tires are pretty well done at this point as he falls now back to 3rd spot.
I'm expecting the same out of Chris Carroll fairly quick because he elected to stay down low this entire run. Now, that's how he got up here. But every driver we've seen just continuously run that low line. Eventually, they start to fall off.
Stephen T. putting the hurt on now.
Last season's champion, and he's showing why. Stephen T. Johnson out front.
Kyle Wellman back out on track, and he is next up for Stephen T. Johnson to try and get around.
Update that I know Miss Connie and Lori don't want to hear, 12 car, it still sets on pit road.
It's like you're reading my mind, but I just went down to look, and it's been on pit road for 3 minutes, 45 seconds already. That is essentially enough to end his night as he's about 15 laps down right now. Just a real heartbreaker.
As our leader, Stephen T. Johnson, gets to the back bumper of Kyle the Wildman Wellman. Now, Kyle does not want to go a lap down here. But now, and these two are racing in the same team speed channel together. But right here, Stephen T. goes low. Kyle can't do nothing about it. Chris Carroll follows.
Yeah, Kyle's already a few laps down. So he wasn't going to put up much of a fight.
That's right. I forgot about that.
In fact, right now, we've only got 14 drivers on the lead lap. We're not even halfway home yet. It starts with Stephen T., ends with Brian Zimmerman. So, Chris Carroll was at one point looking for the race lead. He had run the inside for quite a few laps. And Stephen T. Johnson is pulling away. Want to bring it up one more time. Stage number 2 going to end at the end of lap 156. That's 156 for the end of stage number 2.
Stephen T. has just completely opened it up to almost a 1.5 seconds lead over Chris Carroll.
Yeah, you give him another lap, it's going to be there. Just amazing. And I believe, again, that, you know, it's just the different lines that he was able to run. He was able to run on the top side of the track. Chris Carroll was kind of forced down to the bottom. And that right rear is going to suffer tremendously anytime you are going to do that. And I think that's the difference we're seeing on track right now. In fact, right now, the 2 cars got a little bit of a problem. He's got 2 slower cars, and he splits them. A goalpost move.
To the middle. Right, went right through the field goal post right there. Said the hell with it.
He didn't have a choice. He had to go. He can't stop. And even with that, Tanner, he's up to 156.
Absolutely insane. As I've raced with him this week in other leagues, and guess what? He won. He won on Thursday night, and I'm almost positive he won Friday night in the NextGen too.
Such a smooth driver. We've seen it time and time again. Chris Carroll, no slouch either, but with some burnt up tires, he's waiting until the end of this one. I guarantee you, every single one of these drivers on the lead lap is going to come down pit road this time.
Absolutely. And with this next stop coming at the end of this stage, you start thinking now, what's the game plan to make it to lap 300?
We know it's not a fuel thing.
It's all
we know
about
it's not a fuel
the
thing.
pace with the four fresh rubber, four Mr. Fields. When do you take them?
Just a couple of laps away now from the end of stage number 2, and Stephen T. Johnson has got the biggest lead of this race, over 3 seconds.
That might be the biggest lead of the season thus far. With the tracks we've been to, has not been a lot of people checking out the way Stephen T. has here tonight.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. I mean, last week they just didn't have a chance, right, with all the cautions. They were getting restacked every other lap. But here we are, and he's putting on a clinic right now. Those fresh tires making him feel like Superman. In fact, Ty Morosco just about going a lap down. As we go under caution, stage 2. Stephen T. Johnson, stage 2 winner. Chris Carroll, Mike Hamlin, Austin Edstrom.
I think Stephen T. gift wrapped a free present to Ty Morosco right there, not putting the one car lap down.
Yeah, I think you might be right. Top 10, Johnson, Carroll, Hamlin, Edstrom, Paulson, Perkins, Dees, Kilroe, Ping, and Alex Harris. As the pace car picks up, Stephen T.
If I'm anybody else in this session not named Stephen T. Johnson, I got to start thinking, what do I got to do to get the 2-car speed? Because, man, oh, man, he was the fastest of the night right there.
Well, the hits are going to keep on coming because he's coming down for tires. And it looks like Chris Carroll and Mike Hamlin and John Perkins are going to stay out. Wow.
They might be on the front stretch, though. They may be on the front stretch pit. As Perkins is coming down now. Chris Carroll is in. Hamlin's in. Yes, so they're pitting on the front stretch. So now it's interesting to see who comes out ahead of who here. As right now, it's telling me Derek Paulson might be scored as our current race leader in the Puppy Mobile.
Yeah, that's what scoring and timing is saying to me, too. Scott Paulson and Johnson, your top 2.
Looks like Paulson pitted on lap 158 compared to Johnson's 159. So I think Paulson was able to sneak in pit road as soon as it opened, whereas Johnson had to go around an extra lap.
There are still a couple of drivers on pit road. Don't know if they came back in or what, but Don Kilroe, Brian D. still on pit road.
I wish with our scoring and timing program we run, I wish it told us if they took 4 tires, 2 tires, all that. That would be nice if it could break it down to us. Maybe in the future.
Yeah, but you know, you just kind of go by time.
Right, you just gotta time it out.
And based on time, everybody that's come down has gotten 4 tires.
And a few of them, a little bit. So it was like the average was about 14 to 15 seconds per stop. You have a few, like Dustin Ping, he had a 20-second stop, so that tells me Matt had a little bit of damage. TBB had 19, Brian Dees had 31, so there's still some guys out here trying to get some damage fixed on their car. But you just see right there, they can only take about 30 seconds on pit road. Then they got to come right back out. Lights are off on the pace car, Chris. No more manufactured yellows. It's all on the drivers now.
No more Mr. Nice Guy either. As the last great Coliseum, Bristol Motorsports, is gonna just absolutely blow our minds here, I think, for the last 137 laps of this one. Here we go. Derek Paulson is your race leader. Stephen T on the outside, going to try and hold on to second. Alex Harris going to hold on to third. Ty Morosco fourth, and he's being followed by Brian Zimmerman.
And we have a battle for the race lead up front. Johnson takes it up to the high side. Got the momentum here, as I think the battle is no more. Now the 13 of Alex E. Harris is looking to make a pass on the 6 of Paulson down low.
We know they'll run down low, but we know they get very unhappy when they do it.
And it's also, it seemed the first 5 or 6 laps, you've got to be up high. Then the low line starts to come in as the tires start to show a little bit of wear. So if Derek, if he can just hang tough down there for these next few laps, he might start battling back and clawing his way back up to the front.
Absolutely. Now, guys, we're going to do something we haven't done all season long. Get ready, because we're going to crank it up. Man, I miss doing that. So awesome. Up top, it's Dustin Ping leading the way, being followed by Austin Edstrom and Steven Johnson. Mike Hamlin in the 4th spot. Alex Harris going to be sitting in the 5th spot. Hamlin very quietly has made his way into the top 5 here tonight. Brian Zimmerman sits in the 6th spot. Kilroe 7th. John Perkins without a front bumper is running in the 8th position. Chris Carroll 9th, and Derek Paulson has fallen from the lead all the way back to 10th spot. Lap 179 being worked right now. We're about halfway through it. And Brian Dees coming off from pit road. Going to rejoin the field. About a lap down.
Let me get your take on this, Chris. So we saw a while ago, Stephen T. Johnson, he was the only guy that's actually checked out on the field, right? He came off of pit road. He was sitting P2. Now he's sitting third. He's about 2 seconds off the leader. You think we're seeing a little cat and mouse out of the 2-car here, letting them boys go on, and he's saving some tire, waiting to pounce late?
I definitely think that, to be honest with you. I really do. I think he's a good enough driver that being cautious of his tires is just something that he does. And then, eventually those constant laps that he's able to do, those constant lap times, eventually they're faster than the guys ahead of him, and he's going to look like Superman.
Right. So I've had the pleasure of racing with Stephen T, like I mentioned, in other leagues and in the same channel together. So I listen to him talk. He's very, very, very smart. He's a pilot, for crying out loud. Edstrom has to go down low to dodge.
Oh, Stephen T gets into 20.
As we were singing his praises, and
Mike,
no yellow.
Mike Massengill had a problem. Oh, boy. That might bring it out right there. Or not. Nope, Massengill able to keep it going. Oh, man.
Edstrom had to dodge, and the 2-car could not dodge.
Oh, boy.
I was saying he's very smart. He's a pilot. He has to think about every scenario in front of him, but I don't think that was on the board for him.
Oh, boy. Well, the good news, if you want to call it that, is he seems to be up to speed. The bad news is I don't know what it did to his tires, so anything that he was doing to try and save him could be gone. Meanwhile, Dustin Ping got himself a 1.8 second lead over Austin Edstrom. Edstrom has been poking and prodding around the front all season long. And it's only a matter of time before the 87 finds himself in victory lane, I believe.
I'm in the same boat. I think it's a matter of when. Guys, I want to with 81. Look at the 81, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I know he benefited from that, but he's stout. He's looked strong here tonight.
Yeah, the only thing I would caution him is look where he's running. Look where he's running through those corners.
Right.
You know, it's one thing if you're trying to make a pass to go down that low, but when you're doing it and you're all by yourself, the only thing you're doing is killing those tires. Now, again, I figure maybe one or two of those sets of tires are just to rip apart for pure speed. Maybe that's what he's doing. Either way, Dustin Ping is looking really strong right now. The ebbs and flows, and oh boy, do we have something going on around the third place marker. As Mike Hamlin fights his way to third spot. Alex Harris working the underside, and they make contact. Alex Harris
doing everything he can to save that car.
I got to give it up to John Perkins. Perkins was involved in the very first caution of the night. He has been driving without a front bumper cover since lap number 1. And here he is in the 6th spot. Great job out of John Perkins. You're not kidding, Michael. He really is something. He's flipped a switch for this season, and he is looking good too. You know, a lot of these guys that are still out there have been the ones to finish the races so far and finish them well. My pick for Atlanta, Mike Hamlin, sits in the third spot. He's being chased down by Brian Zimmerman and Dalton Kilrow. The MFRD driver led some laps here earlier on and then kind of faded away. Oh, Zimmy might have played a little game on him. Looked down low, couldn't quite make it happen. Oh, Zimmy is backing up now. Maybe just to get a run, because he comes off the corner looking stout. I want to give it up to one other driver here tonight. It's the 89 of Philip Van Vliet. Philip is going to be the TNA banner winner this week, by virtue of being the only TNA driver still on track.
I was going to say just by default now at this point.
But he's doing it in style. He is on the lead lap and still chasing the dream.
I just love that paint scheme too. I'm usually not a fan of the green, but I really like the 89. I think we mentioned it last week or the week before. Philip has a really sporty looking car. Our race leader, King's trying to work his way through some lap traffic. That's a product of these long runs. You're almost always going to be in traffic.
Working lap 208 of 300 here at Bristol. And Dustin Ping is leading the way.
I just noticed, though, Edstrom has been catching him lap after lap. Except for the last lap, but that was lap traffic involved. Let's see. I'll watch the lap times this next time by.
Well, you see a difference in the lines between the top two? Dustin Ping bringing it down low. Austin Edstrom leaving it up towards the middle of the track around that corner. It's a lot easier on the tires.
As and first, I actually just got poked from Stephen T. Johnson. He is down there in the infield care center if you want to bring him up.
Absolutely. I'll let you talk to him right now.
Stephen T., you're live in the TSP booth. Got a copy?
Yep.
So, man, oh, man, you the only guy to get up there and basically create a little bit of real estate between yourself and second place, but ultimately, night ended early for the 2 car. Talk me through what happened at your windshield.
Yeah, I don't know what that car in front of me was doing, and 30 mile off the pace right in front of the leaders. You can only do so much. So got a meatball, and that is what it is. You know, don't get to run too many of them this year, and got a chance to do it, and has to end early.
Man, oh man, I know it's heartbreak for the 2. There's not a lot more to say about it, right? I can hear the frustration in your voice. Do you think you can make it back out next week here?
Again, I can only run these once every month or 2 at this point, so just missed opportunity, but had a good run and would have had a good finish.
Well, Steven, I hate it, brother. I know the 2 car was fast, got yourself up, set yourself up in position, ultimately running second, and out of your control with that one. So heartbreak for you, brother, and thank you for coming up here talking to us.
Looks like a good race, though. Hopefully, there should be a good finish here.
Absolutely, it's heating up.
All right, have a good one.
Thank you, buddy. That was Stephen T., driver of number 2, was running second, and ultimately the meatball reached out and grabbed him. So heartbreak for the 2 car. As you heard it in his voice, you don't get to race that often, Chris.
Yeah, and you hate you hate both sides of that, right? You don't want to have a competitor like him not being able to show up, but when he does, to have his night end early kind of stinks too. So too bad for the driver of the number 2, Stephen T. Johnson. All done for the evening.
While we were talking to him, The eye test, it was not lying to me earlier. The 87, he is almost all but there to the back of the 81 of Ping.
Yeah, Austin Edstrom running that higher line. And now Ping's kind of doing it too, but it may be too late, as those tires may already be suffering. In fact, I think they are. And Austin Edstrom poking down just a little bit lower this time, maybe trying to take a look or set up the 81 coming off from a corner. Not able to do it that time, but you start setting it up a lap or 5 or 6, or if you're at Bristol, maybe even 10 laps before you actually want to try and make it happen. So Austin just sitting back, waiting for his opportunity. Meanwhile, Ping leads the way.
I think Austin is currently a snake in the grass. He's just waiting now at this point. But it was a little bit of monkey see, monkey do. You caught it perfect with the 81. He jumped up to the high side, saw Edge from there, had to go up to the high side to try to play defend.
Yeah, and that happens. I mean, that's as true here in the sim as it is in real racing. But top 2 drivers are about, 3.6 seconds over your third place driver, Mike Hamlin. So Hamlin's got a lot of catching up to do. Hamlin under attack right now by Derek Paulson. Paulson taking a peek on the inside. And with the momentum on the outside, Hamlin able to hold on to it. Top 11 drivers on the lead lap here at Bristol. And you gotta wonder what this race could have been if it weren't for the early cautions.
As battle for the race lead, it just now started heating up. 87 got into the back of the 81 a little bit, applying pressure to Ping now.
Edstrom on the inside, Ping on the outside. They're side by side coming out of the corner. Into 3 and 4 now. Edstrom's trying to take the spot. Ping fights back on the outside. That time by, it's going to be Ping by a half a car. Edstrom trying to take it over on the inside, trying to do it the hard way. Not going to be able to do it, has to back out. And that's a smart move. Now, right back under it. Almost touching bumpers, coming out of the corner. Austin Edstrom putting all the pressure on. And just in front of them, 2 drivers. The wild man, Kyle Wellman and Philip Van Vliet. Van Vliet, the last car on the lead lap. Van Vliet has got to be saying, what can I do? He stays down low. Lets the front 2 drivers go on by. Kyle Wellman holding the outside. And here comes Austin Edstrom. Edstrom working the middle of the track. We could go 3 wide here. We don't. Oh, fancy move out of Austin Edstrom. Buries that car on the bottom side. Holds on for the race lead. Austin Edstrom, your new race leader.
We were seeing the effects of the tire wear there. Ping could not make the maneuvers that 87 could. 87 was able to put that car right in the perfect spot. And now Ping looks like he's going to try to come down pit road. He missed the commitment cone.
Ping bringing it down, and he ain't going to be happy with that one, as he may end up with a black flag. Austin Edstrom all by himself. 2-second gap between him and second place, Mike Hamlin.
But now does that break the ice now for the rest of these guys as Ping takes it down? Looks like a 4-tire call out of the 81. Will that lead more folks to follow?
Looks like Dalton Kilroy may have short pit everybody at lap 232. The only other driver that came down that was on the lead lap besides Dustin Ping was Philip Van Vliet on 231. Van Vliet had already gone down a lap, though. So Dalton may be dialing up a different strategy here, as we are definitely running this thing green for some time to come. There's just not a ton of cars out there. Unless some fluke happens, we're going to stay under green for a little while.
Have to update you on the 81. Had almost a minute of a stop, so definitely had a black flag for the 81.
Ooh. That's going to hurt.
Looks like he wanted to pit once he lost the lead, but man, oh man, he just committed too late and was not able to make it there.
At 15 seconds a lap, total time on pit road between the drive on and drive off was 1:15. That's 5 laps.
That's good math. Now still overthinking, carrying the one in my head and everything.
Well, the good news is he got one back already. So he's only 4 laps down, but man, he has got a long, long way to go. Austin Edstrom leading the way. Taylor Butcher Benjamin being scored in the 7th spot. Trying to get in front of Hamlin, couldn't do it. TBB last on pit road at lap 159. Being scored. What is it? I think 2 laps maybe.
As Chris Carroll, Alex C. Harris, they take it down pit side. See Chris Carroll coming off pit road there. Now I'm basically just keeping tabs on the 87. When's he going to elect to bring it down?
How much patience is left in this field? Top 4 drivers now, the only drivers that haven't come down pit road. And man, is it showing. There is some aggressive driving being done out there to try and make up any spots possible, as much time on track as possible.
I'm afraid these top 4 are leaving a lot of time out there on track because these 4 fresh tires are almost about a second quicker at points.
Yeah, they're a second strong. And at that pace, it does not take long to lose a bunch of time here on track.
So I think they're just hoping, praying for that caution to fly. But the way the field's kind of broken apart right now, I don't know if that's possible. Knock on wood.
Yeah.
I remember Martin Field.
Whatever you do, don't tempt these guys, because they'll be happy to show you the yellow.
So Ty Morosco, he brings it down pit road. So now there's only 3, Mike Hamlin, Derek Paulson, Austin Edstrom. They are the last 3 drivers that have not went down pit road.
And if they're waiting for a caution, boy, they might be waiting for a long time. However, if it does come out, boy, would that get interesting.
They would flip this race right up over onto its noggin. There's some packs out here. Mike Hamlin is in a hornet's nest right now. Got fresh tires all around him. They're just blowing his doors off.
Yeah, this is a pretty good opportunity to see new versus old tires. You see the 33, John Perkins, now working on Hamlin, and it is over in a heartbeat.
Also want to note, Justin Ping just flew by our race leader, Austin Edstrom, so got another lap back. I'm telling you, I think Edstrom's leaving a little bit too much time out here on track. I could be wrong, but we're seeing chess be played by these drivers right now.
Yeah, we know fuel isn't a problem. They can make it to the end. But are they going to give up too much time on track before the other guys have tires that are just as worn as theirs? That is the question. Dalton Kilroe gets around the race leader. Dalton Kilroe now on the lead lap. Chris Carroll, Taylor Butcher Benjamin, is Austin Edstrom's bringing it down. No, he's not. I thought he was, man. Oh,
I thought he was too. I thought he was too.
And forget what I said about Dalton. It's because I had clicked off from Austin that I was all kinds of wrong there. Wow.
I went to look. And I was like, if Dalton's back on the lead lap here, Austin is a setting duck. But Dalton's getting close though. How many laps is Dalton? 2 laps down right now?
Dalton is 1 lap down.
And he's on the same straightaway as our race leader. He's actually in the same corner as our race leader. So he is getting ready to be back on the lead lap. Right here, Chris.
Yeah. This is how you know that you may have been out a little too long.
You left too much time out there on the table. Because now, folks, when the 87 pits, Dalton's going to put him multiple laps down now. So, Chris, if he wasn't begging for the caution a while ago, he's praying for it now.
Yeah, and now it really is just a matter of you got to stay out, right? You got 38 more laps, 37 now. You got to stay out.
Absolutely. You made your bed.
Let me take a look at times. Last time for Dalton Kilroe, a 14.70. Last time for Austin Edstrom, a 15.60. Oh boy.
It's Mike Hamlin. He elected to take it down. And I'm surprised to see Hamlin pit now after staying out that long. But still, there's enough time maybe for Hamlin to fight back a little bit here. Derek Paulson also brought it down trackside. So Edstrom, he's the last one.
So Austin Edstrom has made his bed, as you said, Tanner, and we're going to see if he's able to sleep under the covers all night here tonight, or if he's going to kick them off.
He's got a lead of about 10 seconds, but man, oh man, Dalton is closing the end. Right at it, now it's leveled out to almost a little bit over half a second each lap. Dalton's faster than Austin.
Yeah, that's not a good sign. Now, Dalton's tires will continue to wear, so his lap times will increase a little bit. But
right.
In theory, so will Austin Edstrom's. You see it right there. I mean, 8.5 through one corner for Austin, and it was 8.3. 0.2 of a second just in a corner.
Yeah, I feel like we're going to be seeing the 41 inside the same picture frame as the 87 fairly quickly.
Yeah, I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that at all.
87, remember you said fuel, it's not an issue. He can make it to the end of this thing on the fuel.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the tires.
Even if he were to get passed by Dalton and say he got passed by Chris Carroll, he'd have a third place finish. Nothing wrong with that. 28 laps to go, 28 here at Bristol, live on True Sim Productions. Want to thank everybody once again for tuning in to watch Blazing Pedals here on a Sunday night. A little bit of a shaky start and a couple of things happening in the middle, but much, much better than last week. Austin Edstrom continues to lead the way. 25 laps to go, 25 for the 87 machine.
gap is now down to almost 5 seconds. Chris Carroll is the man sitting second now, and he is gaining in a hurry on our race leader, Austin Edstrom.
Yeah, Carroll and Dalton Kilroe changed positions. And it's on.
He's actually lost a lot of his pace now.
Yeah, last time by, he did a 15.31, only 0.3 faster than our race leader. Just don't know if he had an issue where he maybe slapped a wall or something.
And Chris Carroll debuted at a 14.78, so still almost a full second faster than our race leader. He's only 2.5 back now. Folks, he's going to catch him.
Yeah, he's going to catch him without any problem at all.
On the Blazing Pedals Facebook page, we had a flyer. It said storylines to watch on it, and I believe point number 3 or 2, one of the points, one out of the 5 points, was will we have our first repeat winner of the season. And Chris Carroll looks to be the man to possibly be able to do that. He has the race leader in his sights now. They're in the same corner, and caution's out on the speedway.
Oh my goodness.
Pink Spokey, owe me a coat. Wow. Mike Hamlin.
So let's break this down a little bit. Let's go back and we'll see the crash first. But then we have got to break this down. Mike Hamlin going down low on the 12th machine. And... okay.
I don't know what really happened sitting here watching this, honestly.
Yeah, if it were a super speedway, I'd say the air was taken off from the spoiler.
Right.
But that is not the case.
Mark was down off the wall. Race control has put it on the 11. That's his decision. I don't really know. Let me see. That's pretty weird. Weird little incident there.
The 11 comes up. You know, every now and again, you got to use this word combination. It's a word salad. And it's called netcode. I hate to say it, but that was definitely netcode. Well, now it gets interesting. We're going to break this down because I wanted to before, but kind of had to see what was going on with the caution. Our 7th of the night. Austin Edstrom just gave up the race lead. He's going to restart in the 5th spot with fresh tires. The other drivers have about anywhere from 34 to 37 laps on their tires. We now have 8 drivers on the lead lap, including the lone Dutchman, Philip Van Vliet. Derek Paulson, Alex Harris, John Perkins, Tom Orozco, Dalton Kilroe, and of course our race leader, Chris Carroll. Oh boy. Guess what? We're not over yet. We're not done. We're not even close. Got a lot of cars that are going to take the free pass around the pace car here with 1 to go.
We got a caution under caution. Brian Dees was turned around the wrong way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Guys, I apologize. I had to step away. We were doing admin stuff right there, but yeah, I don't know what happened there. That was interesting.
It looks like they were
figuring.
Oh no!
Maybe a downshift.
He hit the accelerator pedal too hard, and he spun it right in front of Mark. Well, that's embarrassing. Soul Stealer not having a particularly good night, but he is running in the 9th spot.
You know, Chris, you said something there. That may make a segment on Race Chatter. That just might make a segment on Race Chatter that you coined, actually.
It was embarrassing, bud. But we've seen him do some pretty embarrassing stuff. I mean, how many times have we seen him hit the barrels? How many times, you know? Too many times. As we're folded up 2 by 2, we're getting ready to go. It's going to be 14 laps left here at Bristol when we retake the green flag. The last great Coliseum. Oh, man, it's not done yet. Look out. Pace car is going down pit road, and we are under the green.
If you think back to when this race started, you had Chris Carroll, Tom Morosco, Dalton Kilroe, top 3 duking it out. And after 287 laps, look how they run currently again.
Oh,
the
yeah.
cream will always rise to the top, no matter what.
It sure will, and it has again.
I got to keep tabs on the 87, though. Blessed with the late race caution. Absolutely saved the 87's race. I'm going to see what he can do with it here, as he's currently sitting in P4 and got teammates, 2 teammates right in front of him.
Yeah, and you know he is absolutely driving with every single ounce of determination that he possibly can muster.
Same could be said for the 99 as well. He knows once one NFRD driver gets there, well, you got 3. So he is definitely fighting an uphill battle, but he is the race leader, as we're going to have 9 laps, 8 laps to go.
Look at them all spread out. Oh, Morosco comes off the wall just a little bit. But he also ran his fastest lap of the race. Last lap, a 14:06. Ty Morosco may be looking for number 2.
Absolutely. As we said, that first win, it's the hardest. They come a little bit easier after that first one. And he is tracking down our race leader. And dare I say, he might be actually quicker.
Chris Carroll, about midway through the front stretch, got a little bit loose. And that allows Ty Morosco to start closing the door. Will it happen again? We're going to find out. No, that time it was much more stable. I don't know what happened there. Just something that I caught.
Chris is not a driver that's going to afford you a lot of mistakes out here. You got to pound some of the ones that you do see.
The 41 of Dalton Kilroe taking it down low, trying to gather some more speed. Trying to take a spot away from his teammate.
Bear in mind, the 1 and the 41 actually had contact earlier, sent the 41 around. I know they're teammates, but I promise you, us race car drivers, we have great memories.
Lap traffic, not going to be a problem as the 9 stays way down low.
It did hurt the 41, though. The 41 was wanting to run low, had to go up high.
The pace is quick. Almost identical lap times the last time by for the top 3, a 4.3, a 4.4, and a 4.5. White
it.
flag is out, and this is the last. Oh no, it just was delayed. That was it. My God. All right. Wow, I totally missed it.
It was weird. It never showed white flag on my screen either. I've yet to see white flag or checker, but Chris Carroll, the first repeat winner, back to back.
Little drifting move out of Chris Carroll. As he is going to set it up to burn it down. Ty Morosco, Austin Edstrom, your top 3. Guys, we're going to step away. We have 2 commercials we're going to run as we set up for post-race interviews. We will be right back.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
And we're back live here on truesimproductions. Unfortunately, Tanner had to step away for post-race, but I am going to take care of it. So first up is going to be the driver of the number 87, Austin Edstrom. This is Chris up in the booth. You got a copy. All right, we're going to try it one more time. Austin, this is Chris up in the booth. Do we have a copy? Austin is being a little bit shy. Let's go ahead and take a gander and see if we can listen in on the second place finisher here tonight. It's going to be the number 1 of Ty Morosco. Ty, do you have a copy?
I got you.
Hey, all right. Our first one of the evening. There we go. Ty, a second place finish. What did you have to do to try and track down Chris Carroll here tonight?
I think I needed the lappers to go keep it too wide on the last lap. I was catching him about 10 to 5 to go, and then I guess my car probably wore him off a little bit, and he was probably he was able to save a little bit there. I know it's 15 laps, but I think I ran the fastest lap of the race. That's how hard I was running. But yeah, I thought I was gonna be able to get to him the way I was, and he messed up a couple times, got loose, and just wasn't close enough to pounce on it to make a move or anything. So it would have been hard to pass. He probably would have just took away the high side, and that was probably my best shot. So the only other shot was probably those lappers, but I don't want a race to be decided by lappers, so good for them to kind of get out of the way. It was kind of a mess there at the end, but we'll take this number 1 Ford Dark Horse Mustang into second place, and we'll be happy with that.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, you got a first place and a second place this season. I will say, based on my time in the scoring, your best lap was a 14:06, which was the fastest lap of the race, except for Dalton Kilroe, who had a 14:06.
Oh.
So, without breaking it down into the next column, I don't know which one of you had the fastest lap, but a good lap nonetheless.
On my end, it's 14:05.
Aha. So I see. I rounded up. All right. Hey, bud, who do you have to thank on that number 1 car?
I'm going to thank Michael Falk, MF Racing Designs, another beautiful paint on this car. Didn't get to show it off last week as we joined late. We were stuck eating hot dogs in turn 1. Forgot there was a race, so we showed up 150 laps in, but, we still got points. And then I'd also like to thank Butt Kicker, you guys up in the booth, Ohio, Indiana Roofing, Priority Auto, Five Kings Motorsports and the Blackhawk Motorsports. I believe I got them all. And thank you, Chris, again for being up. Love to hear your voice. Would have liked to hear your voice last again, but I'll take a second place finish at a tough race like Bristol.
Absolutely, buddy. Well, congratulations once again. Ty Morosco, driver of the number one, bringing it home in second spot here tonight. And what a ride he had. Hear that Austin Edstrom's mic is now currently repaired. Austin, this is Chris up in the booth. Do you have a copy?
Yes, sir. How's it going?
Doing good, bud. Doing good. A last-minute pass for third spot. Not a bad way to go here tonight.
Yeah, it gave me the opportunity to still get to talk to you, even after the mic mishap. But no, I'm a little disappointed tonight. I feel like I had a chance to win it, but with that late caution, I needed it because I had a different strategy. But with the late caution, I was pitted on the other side of the racetrack on the back straightaway, and it dropped me back to fifth on the restart from the lead. So I just kind of got screwed out of that and didn't have enough time to make it up.
Yeah, and that's kind of what we saw. I think. And just based on what I was seeing as far as timing and scoring, I think if that thing had stayed green, you would have probably finished about where you finished anyway. But a hell of a run for you, man. The 87 was looking really good out there. Who do you have to thank?
I got to thank all the MFRD guys. Obviously, Michael Falk at the top, Dalton Kilroe, Ty, Brian. I mean, just all those guys, Derek. All those guys we race week in, week out, and it's fun being able to put this thing on the podium, and I think we got 2 of the podium spots tonight, so that's pretty good for us.
Yeah, MFRD, second and third here tonight in Austin. Welcome to the club, buddy. It's good to see you up there. I've got you for a win this year. You have been racing your heart out, and I love seeing it.
I appreciate it. I feel like I let one slip away with not getting to qualify tonight, so kind of beating myself up over it tonight. Sorry. But there's plenty of races left in the season, so plenty more to go after.
Absolutely. Austin Edstrom, driver of the number 87, bringing it home in third spot tonight. And of course, that leaves us with just one driver to talk to. It is the driver of the 99, 2 weeks in a row, Chris Carroll. Chris, this is Chris up in the booth. You got a copy?
I got a copy, bud. I got a copy.
Buddy. This was, I got to be honest. First 10 laps of this race, I just said, oh no, not again. And
I don't know what happened there. I have to go back and look at it, but
well, just skip by that part, right? Skip by that part. that part doesn't matter anymore. What matters is here we are talking for the second week in a row, and you had a really nice drift coming out of turn 3 after you took your victory lap.
I didn't know if I was going to be able to do that. That's how I like to celebrate, but in that car, it's a little hairy, and I may have lumps in my pants, Chris. That was a tough drift, I'm not going to lie.
I wouldn't doubt it at all, man. The 99, she looked solid tonight. You came back after some adversity. At one point, you didn't have a rear bumper. Why don't you take me through your race as you felt it happen, and then we'll finish it up with some thank yous, and we'll get out of here.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened. I have to go look up the replay, but somebody got me. I don't know who it was, but from there, my car was really, really, really loose the whole race, and it was really funny because in the beginning of the run, I was just hanging on for about 10 laps, and then the car kind of came to me, and it looked like everyone else got tight, and I'm like, this might help me. So it was pretty good on the long run, but Steve had us all covered there. He was fast on the long run, and I don't know what happened to him. I think somebody didn't brake or something, but it was a bit of I did it the hard way, Chris. I just try to keep my car under me and keep it on the track. And, there's a lot of fast dudes out there, so I was just trying to survive it and play the strategy. I knew the strategy was the way to go. And, Steve helped me through that. Steve's a strategist, so, we talked it over and pitted at the right lap, it appears, but wore out, did it the hard way, and I had to wheel that thing. She was loose the whole time.
Yeah, it looked like it was pretty easy to step it out pretty much everywhere on the track. It wasn't even just the corners. I saw people where it just kind of hit the power just outside of the actually, it happened to you a few laps before the end. You kind of stepped out right as you were about to cross the start-finish line.
Yeah. So the car was loose early in the run, yeah, for everybody. I think on new tires, it felt like before I got the damage, but after I got the damage, when it damaged the back of the car, I was twice as loose. And so when Ty he was pushing hard, I could see it, and I found my limit there. I found that limit right when I spun the tires at the start finish line. I'm like, well, it can't go that far anymore, and moved up a lane. But Ty was real fast at the end there, and Chris, I want to take an opportunity to thank the guys that were a lap down there at the end. There's a lot of guys that could have not moved over, and they did. And I just want to let them know I appreciate that. And if we all try and drive that way, this will be a better league every week.
Absolutely, and it shows. And man, congratulations once again. I know you did your thanks. You did a win. That's 2 in a row. How you gonna celebrate? You gonna like go to Disneyland or something?
If it didn't cost more than buttons to go to Disneyland, I might do that. But all the buttons in the world aren't going to help me, bud. We're a little low on funds to go to Disneyland, but I might take a round around the block there and run off some steam.
There you go, brother. Hey, man, congratulations. 2 in a row for the driver of the 99. It is Chris Carroll, and that is going to do it for us here live on True Sim Productions. Make sure you tune in all week long. We usually have something going on. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, that's the easiest way to know, because you will get a notification that we are going live, and I look forward to doing it again next week. For Tanner, this has been Chris. Have yourself a great, great night.